Hello, today I'm going to show you how to use the holes within a solid shape to create like an empty space or a void. And the best way I can explain that is if you imagine a cup, like you have the outer solid part of the cup and then the part that's missing of the cup that you can actually put like a liquid in. So today I'm going to show you how to use the holes to create a space within the solid. Okay, so we have our solid space and then we have our hole. So in order for it to work, we need to make this solid a little bit bigger. So I'm going to click this solid and then I'm going to stretch it out. Well, let me move this first out of the way. So then I'm going to click our solid and I'm going to hit shift and then click and drag to make my shape a little bit bigger. Okay, actually make it like that big. Then I'm going to change my view a little bit because now I'm going to put this solid, this hole within the solid shape. Okay, and as you can see, you can still see that the solid shape is bigger. So I'm going to change the view right here just to kind of see where that shape is. And another tool you can use is when you click this solid shape, you can also make it a hole so you can see inside. So now I'm going to I'm going to click that smaller shape and I'm going to move it up. Okay. And you can see that it's kind of even. And if you want, you can also move this whole piece up by clicking that top arrow so that there's still a space underneath. See, and if we go back, let's go back to solid view. If we go back to solid view, let's make that back a hole, click this larger square and make that solid. My apologies. And as you can see, there's still a solid at the bottom, but now there's a hole at the top. So then now, if we go ahead and click and drag over both the pieces, we can go ahead and group them. This will group the pieces together and it will create your space within your solid. And actually, I'm going to click on there we go. And now we click it and now we have a hole within our shape. And if you need to alter this again or change it, you just click and drag over and then you can hit ungroup and it'll make them two separate pieces. So now you can click on this hole and you can either move it up or down. And if you change views, you can also move it wherever you want it to be. Or if you want to make it bigger, I'm going to change my view again so I can kind of see better. And I'm going to click this part and I'm going to make it bigger. And you can make it the size you want. And then I'm going to click out here. And actually, I'm going to go ahead and click and drag and group it again. So that way it's bigger. So now another technique I'm going to show you is how to create your own shape using this. So now I'm going to just grab like a cylinder and I'm going to put it in. Okay. So let's just say I want a hole on the side of my cylinder. So now I can grab a sphere or any shape. I'm just going to use the sphere because it's just right there. And then I'm going to resize it to make it not that way. I kind of want to change the view so I can see what I'm doing. Let's go this way. Actually, I'm going to go down that way. And also too, hitting the shift key will make sure that it stays the same shape and gets smaller for you. If not, it's going to kind of warp around and you're going to have to maneuver that. But you can always hit this back button if you don't like the way your shape looks. And it'll keep going back until you are happy. So I'm going to hit the shift key. I'm going to make it smaller. Okay, and now I'm going to change my view so I can kind of see it on the plane, the work plane. And now I'm going to move it. No, not move it this way. Okay, and you see how it kind of can go inside of the cylinder? So now I want to make the cylinder a hole so that I can kind of see where it's at. And I'm going to change my view using this toggle. And then I'm going to click the sphere now, because let's just say I want that sphere, if it'll let me. So let me zoom in so I can click this object. And then this little arrow, or it's like a cone, I'm going to move it up because I want the sphere up. Okay. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to make this back solid, make my sphere a hole, and then I'm going to go back up to here. Remember how let me zoom out. Remember how we clicked and dragged to make this all one piece? We're going to do the same for this. And then I'm going to hit group. And now I've made my own shape the way that I want it to be. And now that I have that shape together, I can also move this. And I want to keep that there. That's fine. Let's just say that this is something that's added onto the side of my cube. And then I can group all of these together. And now I have one solid form with the shapes that I created. See? So then now, let's just say if I want to move that. Now I'll just select all of it again, ungroup it, and I can move this wherever I'd like. Because this is still going to stay one solid piece, because you have to ungroup this separately for it to all come apart. So let's just say I want to put this, like raise this up. You can raise it up. Then we'll select all of it again. And then I decide I want to group it again. And now we've created our own shape. Another thing I'm going to show you in this video is how to use the scribble tool. Now you're in the scribble tool. Now you can create your own shape. So let's just say I want to make a heart to add onto my object. Okay, so it's made a shape, and then I'm going to hit done when I'm happy with the shape. So now I want to put this shape somewhere on my box, or put it in there, and that's fine too. Or let me show you this. Let's try this. If we turn it up, we can also rotate. I like to use the arrow. We can also rotate it so it can sit different. So now I want to add this to the side. Let me change my view again. Let's move this up. Actually, we gotta hit the cube. I need to change the view again so I can see if it's touching. And I moved it up. And let's just say I want to attach it all together. We will select it all, and then I'll hit group. And now the heart is also a part of my design. So all these things combined can help you create your own shape or object that you would like to create by subtracting and adding holes within the shapes. I hope that this video has inspired you to create something for future 3D printing.